Namaskar and Adab to all my friends. This is your astrologer friend Irfan Sayyed once more with you. Today with a video on the recent Rahu and Ketu transit for various ascendants, and in that line today we are going to do the Rahu and Ketu transit for Capricorn ascendant natives. Now for Capricorn ascendant natives, Rahu is right now transiting through your 6th house, whereas in Gemini, whereas Ketu and Saturn are transiting through your 12th house and in Sagittarius, which means that for Capricorn natives, the houses which are triggered are the 12th house and the 6th house, and because both these houses are not considered to be good houses, so it will become very important for Capricorn ascendant natives what kind of result they are going to get from this transit, because Rahu is going through your 6th house in transit, whereas Saturn and Ketu are going through your 12th house. So without spending too much time, let's start the analysis of what this transit means for Capricorn natives. So let's understand what the transit of Rahu and Ketu in the 6th house and the 12th house for Capricorn natives bring forth as results. Rahu placed in the 6th house for a Capricorn native activates the 6th house of service, and Rahu's energy increases the aspirations from, results from, or gains from the 6th house, and it focuses or enlarges the focuses or the focus on the 6th house. What does that mean? Which means that those results of the 6th house which pertain to service, working with colleagues, working with subordinates, working with others who are at work with you, then job related areas, also sickness related areas, all come under the area of the 6th house, and Rahu highlights these, activates these, and increases the energies of all these areas in the 6th house. So a Capricorn native with this transit of Rahu over the 6th house will start focusing more on, or will focus more on, service and job, and check whether he or she is getting enough gains from his service or not. This native will be asking himself, am I getting enough gains from the job that I do, from the effort that I put into my service? A Capricorn native may also find that he may check on whether he is getting enough support from his colleagues and from his subordinates, and may also look at rating his subordinates on who is better for him, who is more useful for him, and who's less useful for him. So it becomes more of how the self is being supported by and being fruitful to the self through colleagues or through subordinates. So it is not so much about career or work, but it is about how self's career or self is supported or served through his subordinates and colleagues. And such a native may not hesitate or shy from going and talking to colleagues and telling them, look here my friend, I am looking at more from you, I am expecting more inputs from you, I am expecting more hard work from you. And such a Capricorn native is himself not shy of putting more hard work at his place of work, so that he gets that message across and gains from service. Because Rahu also aspects the 5th house of career or job from here, so the 6th house and the 10th house, which are related to career and job, share energies or exchange energies, which means that a Capricorn native will find that the focus is most on work, most on career, what gains the person is getting from career and work through subordinates, through working with others, and will also try and shine at work. And a Capricorn native will not hesitate to spend more time on relationship management at work, because it is aspecting the 10th house but in the sign of Libra, which also constitutes relations. So Capricorn natives will find that they will work more on relations, but so that they themselves are served, they themselves get more gains out of career and work from subordinates and colleagues. A Capricorn native may also work hard or try and influence his superiors and bosses at work, and will also want to push forward for a promotion or increment at work. Because the sign of Libra is also for all others, so wherever service areas come into play, whether it is clients, whether it is customers, a Capricorn native will focus on that more also. The other thing Rahu placed in transit through the 6th house does is also increases the need for or influencing tendencies of Rahu from the 6th house for pets and animals, which means a Capricorn native who has been thinking about keeping a pet may go and buy a pet, or may also look at animals or pets in and around him, and may focus more on his pets if he is keeping a pet. So from some months, if they have neglected their pets, or they feel they have neglected their pets, or they have not taken them for their shots or to the vet, then such natives will find that they will take more interest in the pets, either buy a pet or take them to the doctor or groom them. So because the 6th house is also the house of service, the service of the pets, taking care of the pets is also entailed. The other thing that Rahu does with its 9th aspect is aspects its own sign, because Rahu also co-lords Aquarius. So it also aspects its own sign of Aquarius in the 2nd house of earnings, savings, money coming into home, and dependence and family, and food and language. So because the 2nd house is under focus, so a Capricorn native is expecting, because all 3 important houses of career, job, service and earnings are linked. So a Capricorn native may want to see whether he is getting enough gains out of his service, enough gains out of his job, and whether subordinates and colleagues are helpful for himself to rise and shine and to get more gains for himself and more money coming into the house. A Capricorn native may want to have a promotion and may push for promotion and aspire for a promotion. However, if negotiated well, then they may even be okay with a high increment and not push for a promotion if the chances of a promotion seem to be dim. Then the Capricorn native may say, with Rahu transiting over 6th house, okay, look here my boss, if for some reason you're not able to promote me, at least give me a good and fat increment. So the focus is going to be on increment, focus is going to be on earnings, focus is going to be on more money coming into the house, and also try and enlarge their savings. So they will also try and save money by investing money in those areas where they can lock down some money in property, also in investments in technology related shares, or take some bonds where they invest in some large organization which can get them good returns like IT returns and so forth. Because it is also focusing and aspecting the 2nd house, which also constitutes food, Capricorn natives will suddenly find more interest in food, will want to savor more delicacies, may go out more to dine, only to take in the flavors of food, may take the dependents along, the family along, because the 2nd house is also that of family. At the same time, they may find that they are very energetic, they want to communicate more because Rahu is placed in transit in Gemini and aspecting the 2nd house of language. So communication and language getting connected, sharing energies. So their communication will be very energetic, very enthusiastic, maybe a little aggressive also. And they may also try and act a little diplomatic and tactful even with family members. Because this house is also the house of language, food, savings, all this comes under focus during the transit of Rahu and aspecting this particular house. Now what does Ketu do sitting in the 12th house? Now Ketu is an absorbing energy constituting planet, which means Ketu absorbs all the results of the sign and house that it sits in. So placed in the 12th house, Ketu absorbs all the good and the bad of the 12th house, which means Ketu will absorb all gains that may come from foreign lands, all gains that may come from hospitals, especially if the 12th house and the planet sitting there are favorable in your natal chart. Then you will find less gains coming of foreign travel, less gains coming out of working in MNCs, less gains if you're working abroad, and this will definitely happen. Placed here. So while absorbing the results of the 12th house, where you get gains out of the 12th house going to foreign lands and also benefiting from foreign lands or working in MNCs, it may also spoil plans of people who are wanting to go to foreign lands or making plans to go to foreign lands. Or if you are planning to take or make investments in MNC companies, you need to also rethink, because the 12th house also constitutes working with or for or in MNC companies in foreign lands, or working in our own country but with foreign countries. So any association, any alignment that you do with foreign lands or with foreign companies, Capricorn natives need to think through when they take the decision, especially if Ketu is not well placed in your natal charts. Now what does Ketu's 5th aspect do placed in transit in the 12th house? Ketu's 5th aspect is on the 4th house of domestic happiness, domestic bliss, mental peace, and all sorts of material comforts that come into home. This also constitutes houses, vehicles, domestic appliances, all sorts of riches and luxuries and comforts which makes a life better, and also domestic happiness. So Ketu aspecting the 4th house ensures that you don't get more out of the results of the 4th house during this transit. In fact, you should take care not to make any investments in real estate or property or buy vehicles, new vehicles, but to wait out this transit period. You may also find that you're less focused on domestic affairs. You may spend less time at home, or you may your focus on home, house, and family members may be less for their well-being. However, Rahu's aspect on the dependents shows that you are expecting more out of them, whereas Ketu's aspect shows that you are taking less interest in them but from them. Means you are looking at how do I get more time from them, how do I gain from family members, how do family members make my life more comfortable, but you yourself wanting to contribute or wanting to invest in them will be less with Ketu's 5th aspect on 4th house, because 2nd and 4th house both relate to family, home, domestic happiness and domestic bliss. The other aspect of Ketu, the 9th aspect, is on the 8th house of sudden developments, sudden events, sudden calamities, challenges in health, challenges in gains from the 8th house, which constitute other people's monies, in-laws, the government, taxation, and also insurance related, also all those things which are hidden or come from underground, like metals, minerals, oil, commodities, and so forth. So Ketu's 9th aspect on the 8th house gets you less gains from these areas if your work is related to banking, taxation, wealth management, minerals, oils, metals, or the government. The other thing Ketu's aspect does on the 8th house is prevent and lessen the tendencies for sudden events, sudden calamities, accidents, and so forth happening. However, if Ketu is not well placed in your natal chart, then it can bring about some untoward incidents in the life of Capricorn natives during this transit. So Capricorn natives will have to be very careful how they carry themselves. If you drive a bike, if you ride a bike, please wear a helmet. If you drive, please ensure that you wear your seat belts, and you also go for regular health checkups if you find any challenge in health. So this is important for Capricorn natives during Ketu's transit. Now what does Saturn do placed in the 12th house? As Saturn is a limiting planet, it limits the results of the house and sign it transits in or placed in, unless the native is able to or ready to put in lot of hard work, lot of dedication, organized effort, structured effort, and in a right manner, ethical manner, following the rules, regulations, and persevering over a period of time. So Saturn placed in the 12th house shows that if you are planning to travel to foreign lands, Ketu is anyways preventing you to go there. But if you have to go there, if you put in a lot of hard work and diligence and organized planned effort, then there is a chance that you may get gains out of foreign lands or be able to go to foreign lands. That may happen. Saturn will also protect you from untoward or sudden expenses placed in the 12th house, because the 12th house is also the house of losses or increased expenses. Saturn will also protect you from any challenges to health where you land up in hospitals or land up in jails or land up in seclusion very far away from home. While Saturn protects you, but at the same time, if Saturn is malefic in your natal chart while being the lord of the sign of Capricorn, then the challenge, it may act in a reverse direction by giving you challenges in foreign land, ensuring that you end up in hospitals or have challenges where you may even have to go to the police station or even face court cases. Placed in the 12th house with its third aspect, Saturn aspects its own sign in Aquarius in the 2nd house. Now what is interesting is both Rahu and Saturn aspect the 2nd house of income. So while Rahu is trying to expand the income coming into the house, Saturn is limiting it. Saturn is limiting the gains from the 2nd house of income by ensuring that unless the Capricorn native puts in a lot of hard work and is ready to put in or bend his back and ready to take up the role that he is doing at specifically at his career or job, well, only then after a lot of hard work, after a lot of committed effort, and after requesting for a promotion or gains over a period of time, persevering, only then Saturn will allow increment in earnings. Whether it comes through promotion or not, but increment in earnings or more gains or more money coming into the house, Saturn is going to limit it while Rahu is trying to expand it, unless the native is ready to bend his back and ready to put in the long hours of very hard work over a period of time. Saturn will also aspect the 2nd house of dependence and also food, which means while Rahu increases your aspiration for good food, eating out and going out and spending time with family, Saturn will not allow you to do that unless you plan events. So if you want to go out, please ensure that you book your dinner table, you understand whether the restaurant is functioning or not. Otherwise, there will be challenges in you going out and spending time or doing anything related to the 2nd house unless you do it planned in a planned manner or planned fashion. The other aspect of Saturn placed in the 12th house is on the 6th house itself, and in fact on Rahu, which means Saturn is putting a ring around or putting a girdle on Rahu or limiting the energy of Rahu and not allowing it to completely overshadow other areas or other planets, which means that Rahu energy allows the native, the Capricorn native, to focus on the specific signs and houses through its aspect and placed in the 6th house on the results of that house. However, Saturn will ensure that Capricorn natives will have to work very, very diligent, very hard work in his service. Only then over a period of time will Saturn allow any results to come from Rahu transit and through its aspects. So Saturn directly aspecting Rahu in the 6th house will ensure that the native will not only want to work hard and focus on his career, on earnings, on his job, but also do it in a structured manner, planned manner, putting in long hours, persevering, and with a dedicated and disciplined effort. And the 10th aspect of Saturn is on the 9th house of gains, foreign travel, higher education, higher learning, religion, spirituality, and so on. So Saturn's 10th aspect on the 9th house of gains means that Saturn will limit the gains that you get or the luck coming in your favor, or traveling to foreign lands, or even for those people who are trying to go for higher learning or get more or go for MBAs or PhDs and so forth. So if you're planning to go abroad or planning to invest in higher learning or go for higher degrees, then do a very planned effort, otherwise your plans can go for a toss. While you put in the effort, the results may not come by, the admission may not happen. So if you do a planned effort in a structured manner and you persevere and you apply for a lot of universities, then only it may come through. And the gains being limited on the 9th house means that unless you put in long hard work, dedicated effort, the gains will not come through. Now that you have understood what are the results that you are going to get for Capricorn natives for the transit of Rahu through your 6th house and Ketu and Saturn through your 12th house in Sagittarius, please reach out to me for a personal consultation so that you understand what these transit means for your specific ascendant based on your planetary placements. Because based on where Rahu and Ketu and Saturn and Jupiter are placed in your natal horoscope, in your birth horoscope, different results for Capricorn ascendants can come about. It is said that better prepared is half the battle won. So to understand whether this transit is going to be good for you or not good for you, how you can be better prepared to extract more out of it or to be better prepared against challenges, please reach out to me to my email ID in the links given below for a personal consultation. And please subscribe to this video because many such videos are already in line and are going to come in the future as well. Until we meet again, this is your friend Irfan signing off. Ciao.